2 days until the official launch of ARK Lost Colony on ARK Survival Ascended, and we are finally going to get the first story DLC in over 4 years. Today, guys, we've got a bit of a dev update video, as we always do on the build up to launch, because obviously we're hoping, as we've been told, it is going to be on time, so I'm going to be sharing those details with you guys. There's been a few update and changes that we're going to go through as well in today's video. So as always, if you guys do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. And if you're not in the Loaded Crisis cluster yet, we are going to be having loads of free Lost Colony servers with 100 slots, both PvP and PvE, completely free to come and play. The community's so excited. If you're looking for new tribe mates or anything like that, all you have to do is join our Discord. The link is down below, and come and join our amazing family. Right, let's get on with the video. And also, guys, I will be getting a haircut. I know everything is crazy. The last 2 weeks, I've just let it go crazy. I've had this terrible chest infection, and it's probably been the worst one I've ever had in my life. It's just not going away. It's kind of getting, it kind of goes and comes back. I know it's winter, and I'm getting through it, and there's a really bad kind of flu going on right now, but we're nearly through it. We're nearly through it, and by Thursday, it won't matter. Anyway, so let's get in with the first bit of changes and updates. So Dolly posted out saying, "Hey survivors, quick reminder of a couple of planned server changes happening. Valguero temporary expire servers will be taken offline at 12 AM Eastern, December 17th. So if you're playing on that tomorrow, this will be taking place. EU Eden modded servers will also be shut down." So it sounds like anyone that plays on the EU I wonder why there's the EU ones. Is it not very popular? It must not be. And they say if you're currently playing on these servers, make sure to wrap up any sessions and transfer anything you wish to keep before the shutdown. Very interesting there from Studio Wildcard. I've never played on any Eden modded servers, so if you have, let me know what it is. Right, so this is some big news that we found out. Shout out to Kevin for asking this question to Dolly. At Dolly, will the Lost Colony be a huge update and need to vet the certification processes prior to release? And are we on track with those being completed on time? Dolly responded with, "Yep, it's a new paid product release, so it requires a type of certification called Full Cert. If you are an OG ARK player and you were around for Genesis Part 2, Genesis Part 1, any of the paid products, you will remember the famous words of Full Cert or Full Certification. This has just sent me back years of Studio Wildcard when they used to talk about Full Cert, and I just love it. I love a new paid product release. I just find it's the biggest time ever for ARK. It's 9 days till Christmas. Everyone is in most people are in the festive spirit, and then getting a new DLC just before that is always amazing. ARK Winter Wonderland will be coming as well. For any of you that are wondering what's going on with that, I've already posted the update from the devs. They said we're going to be getting the information in the crunch on the Friday night once the DLC has launched. So it looks like Winter Wonderland will most likely be going live on the 23rd of December, which is the Tuesday. So Dolly said, "I'm excited and nervous, as it happens with all releases too. Nakatus came in with a little bit of a troll. Can you delay it for 2 more days, please? Nakatus, please no." But yeah, I mean, I can imagine how nervous it must be, like how nervous you must feel when doing a DLC launch in ARK with their known delays, everyone getting that kind of excitement, but over years and years of delaying, frustrating a lot of the players, I can imagine is quite stressful. And they responded with, "What's there to be nervous about? The community is so friendly on new releases." And Dolly responded with just lol. Because we know, I mean, there's obviously a kind of thing with ARK players where we know we get quite frustrated at different times, and it's understandable, right? With like, to a degree. Like, you know, there's many times I've made videos where Wildcard have delayed something which I've been so excited about, and it literally makes me feel heartbroken that I'm not playing it. I make all my plans around something that they're gonna release, and then it gets delayed to maybe a time in my life for which I've got other plans that I have to cancel. And it has really upset me in many times. But there obviously are those people in the world that take things that little bit too far, which obviously they end up getting faced with the ban hammer in the wildcard Discord, when they're just like, you know, they put that little bit too much onto the devs. We all understand it's very frustrating when something gets delayed. This time round, we're looking good. We're looking good, and I keep seeing the comments. I've read them all yesterday. Dom, something's fishy about this right now. It's coming in January. Guys, it's not coming in January. I'm waiting for someone to clip this. If this came in January, they would miss out on so much money, because at Christmas time, it's when people are wanting to purchase gifts for family and friends. People are putting new DLCs on their Christmas list, all of the things like that. And if Wildcard delayed it to January, when January's a very, very tough month for people just in life, and it's a very kind of depressing month compared to Christmas time, the DLC would sell 50% less than it would if, you know, they'd have to do a sale in January to make it really sell well. So that's why Wildcard just cannot afford to miss up on that. So if you've come to the video and you don't even know what time Lost Colony is set to release, ARK Lost Colony now launches on the 18th of December at 12 PM Pacific time. Now this still hasn't changed, it still haven't moved, but I have to admit, it only changes and moves closer to when launch is coming. This is 8 PM UK time if you're in the UK, which is probably the nicest time we have ever had a DLC set for us. Now, don't get too excited just yet. I know a lot of us are saying we're feeling more confident at this moment in time because they've given us an actual time on top of the date with time in advance, but anything could happen. Anything could happen within time, and there still is one more day before Studio Wildcard tend to go on their holidays. So, you know, between that Thursday and Friday, who knows, like, what time it's really going to launch. Right now, this is set for 8 PM UK time. It would be the biggest dream and the first time in probably, I mean, over 7 years or something, I don't even know, that it would launch the day on my side of things, and it would be amazing. But you just never know what can happen at any point. If something goes wrong with certification, sometimes Xbox and Sony, you know, Microsoft and Sony tend to be the problem with the console launch. But let's just for once, just have some good faith that every certification goes smoothly. And coming back to this message, you know, at the end of the day, like, I know we didn't get the complete confirmation that certification has passed, and I know Wildcard do tend to do last minute certifications, which is, you know, a little bit of a worry sometimes with a DLC. But as long as it doesn't come too stupidly ridiculous into the early hours of the morning, which it tends to have an issue with doing. But anyway, we're going to move on to a new patch, which we haven't covered yet, because I know a lot of you guys haven't had a patch video from me for a while, and that's because there just hasn't been any patches. The last time we had a patch was the 20th of November. It's been, there's been server-side updates, but mainly kind of when it comes to actual patches, we had one a couple of days ago. So they fixed an issue with custom folders not showing correctly while connected to a server. You guys know this was a big issue. I spoke to a lot of people in the LoadedCrysis cluster that spent a lot of time, you know, putting a lot of stuff into their folders. It's very, you know, the tiniest of details like that is very important to a lot of players out there. And having this as an issue is such a strange issue, but also really, really heartbreaking for anyone that you know, that had issues with this, when everything being scattered all over the place again, especially for the people out there that have OCD. Fixed an issue with some server save files taking a very long time to load. Use force recreate save game database on first save in the command line to rebuild the save initially on boot. This first load will still take a long time, but it should be reduced after this process, and they also fixed an exploit. They had a fix for items loading in slowly when you transfer to a server. I still think this is an issue all the time, to be honest, especially with big bases. updated icon for Osidon, Explorer Note and category name, and Tech Gauntlets now start on cooldown when equipped to match server behavior. So the time is nearly here, everyone, and I am so excited about to experience this next journey of ARK lore and story with all of you guys. It's been such a long time. ARK hasn't really felt like ARK, if that's made sense, for such a long time. We've obviously been playing the remastered version of all the old memories we've had. We've kind of known what's to come with those because it's just been a remaster with, by the way, some really cool remasters, especially Ragnarok was a great one. But this is the first time in such a long time that we're going to be exploring a whole new map properly, like DLC story map, with so much stuff which hasn't even been revealed. It's been talked about. NPC raids, you know, NPCs are potentially coming. Well, not potentially, it's been told that NPC raid bases at least is coming in 2 days time. So much stuff. You know, we're going to be glooning. We're going to be glooning all around the map. I mean, there is so much of a new story, and I just can't wait to see what happens on launch day. Something I also saw the other day, is I have mentioned it in another video, is Studio Wildcard did the advert for Lost Colony, and the advert for Lost Colony on YouTube now has reached 6 million views. So they must have really put some marketing behind this advert, which is absolutely unbelievable. 6 million views, which truly shows that they're wanting to get this DLC out to the community, and that makes me really happy because it's one of the things I've complained about for quite a while when it comes to ARK Survival. Is for years I'm like, they need to put so much more into marketing. Like, I want to see it on TV. I know it's expensive, but I want to see it. I want to see it pushed out there, money invested into it, and I'm so happy to see that's been happening because I am waiting. I want this to break records on Thursday. I want, as a community, us to come together and truly say hello. I want to say hello as well to OG Fallen players. I want it to be a day where us OG players can welcome the you know, and even new players all together as an experienced Lost Colony on a Rat Prime. But anyway, my lovely folks, that is going to be the end of the video. Something as well to point out to you guys before we end this video is, have you noticed, I don't even know why, and well, I do know why Wildcard probably left it, but on the Community Crunch or the Survive the ARK website, the Ragnarok Ascended has held its place even through Valguero launch, and I think, again, that truly backs up my video yesterday when I was talking on the play account of how Valguero was never one of the most popular maps in the game. It never was on Evolved. But obviously Wildcard, after each DLC launch, tend to update their page. And with Ragnarok being such a success and bringing a lot of players back, Valguero just didn't do that. So I think for the first time since June 2025, so what is that? That is 7 months ago, we will actually see the Survive the ARK page change. And I always love seeing what they do, because they do something different with each one, don't they? They have all different types of artwork. So we're going to have ARK Lost Colony here with all the, I'm sure we'll see the Lost King somewhere around in the background. We'll see Helena, and we'll see the new creatures, and I'm hoping we'll see that updated. Sometimes Wildcard in the past on a DLC launch have updated it a little bit earlier before the DLC goes live and we get a little sneak peek. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, drop a like, and we are going to get straight in with things. I've got a really itchy hand. Catch you guys then.